Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Great League Remix, and let's get some wins here. So we're going to try out a team featuring the Goodra paired with the Skarmory and the Skeledirge. So Skeledirge gets swamped out when they reveal that they have Annihilate. So we just have to make sure we basically just shield once and we can win this, because we're going to be able to get to a Disarming Voice here. And another Disarming Voice. If they decide to shield, they decide to let it go, it's fine. And now let's see what they bring back in. We got Skeledirge with some energy. We're going to throw this Shadow Ball after one fast move here. This Shadow Ball does okay. It wasn't good damage, but they decided to shield it, which is fine. Here comes a Surf that's going to take out the Skeledirge really easily. We're going to come back in with the Goodra. They swap out into their last Pokemon, and it becomes the Mirror Skarmory match. So Skarmory on Skarmory here. Let's see who's going to be able to win this. All we have to do is, if we lose, we want to barely lose, so that we can potentially farm down and have the Goodra match up against their front Pokemon. And here, both of us are just going for Sky Attacks because we don't want to get debuffed. We do have the health advantage right now, so we're going to allow this one to go through. They go for Brave Bird. We potentially could farm down. Let's see. They go for the switch out immediately. So Lantern versus the Goodra. We do not have Power Whip, but let's see if we can get a shield from our opponent. They decide to throw a move. Ends up being the Thunderbolt. It is going to be a resistant move. We know that the Thunderbolt takes a lot of energy. And now we have this decision. Do we shield here or do we let it go? We decided to shield here because we don't want to get potentially farmed down by that Skarmory. So we're just going to go for Aqua Tail here. And no, it's resisted, but we're looking to try to take this out. We trying to just farm down at this point. Let's see if we get the farm down. No farm down, unfortunately. We should have farmed down the Lantern, actually, and come out with the energy versus their Skarmory. So a little bit of a misplay right there. Unfortunately, unable to win that game with the Goodra. So we needed to basically come out with a Aqua Tail. All right, here we have an okay matchup, but we're going to switch out into the Skeledirge to do the fast move pressure. They decided to go for a Psychic Fang and then dip out into the Mantine. So here we're going to be able to get to this Shadow Ball. It does roughly 40% right there. Now they're going to be forced to use some energy. It ends up being the Aerial Ace to take out the Skeledirge, which is fine, because now we're going to be able to come back in with our Goodra here, looking to potentially farm down if they build up. So here we're going to show this one here, because they did build up to a Ice Beam potential. And now we have energy to throw back at this Steelix if they decide to come back in. So Steelix does decide to come back in, but we have plenty of energy. One Aqua Tail goes through, does get a shield. We're going to be able to get to another Aqua Tail. Big decision by them. Are they going to shield or let this go? They decide to let it go, and now we're going to be able to farm down the Steelix, which is very nice. And now we have the Shadow Tentacruel to deal with. Luckily, we do have a Skarmory. Skarmory is going to be able to resist their fast moves. We're going to let this first one go. Scald goes through, does pretty decent damage. Luckily, we do not get debuffs, so we avoid that scenario. And now we have the easy end game here. All we have to do is just shield, and basically we can farm down at this point. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the combinations of Goodra and the Skarmory. Skarmory closing the game, Goodra helping out the against the Steelix, basically. So nice play. Next game, let's see what we find. So we got the classic Goodra and Skarmory protecting each other, and then we got the Skeledirge kind of as a general save swap if you didn't realize it. All right, here we got the Shadow Skarmory. Even though we are not doing super effective fast moves, we are able to get to these Aqua Tails pretty quickly. We do get them to use some energy here, so we are going to catch something. Ends up being the Sky Attack, so that was great by us. And now they're going to be farming up a ton of energy. They decided to switch out into the Steelix after farming back up to another move. This Brave Bird is going to get fired off. We do some good damage right there, considering it's a resistant move. We are able to get to another Brave Bird. So 2 Brave Bird gets this into the yellow. So pretty good. Do we get to another one? Oh, perfect. We are able to get to another move here. They're basically getting a shield or getting some damage right there. So Skarmory actually getting a shield from Steelix is actually kind of crazy. Here, we're going to have to come back in with the Goodra. Goodra is going to have to tank a move. Ends up being the Breaking Swipe. We actually survived a Breaking Swipe because Steelix is not a Dragon type. So we were able to sneak that through. Here we're going to try to sneak in a fast move. No sneak, unfortunately, but we do farm them down. They come back in with their Flygon. Oh, nice catch by my opponent, even though we did wait a count. They were going to try to undercharge. Okay, we do get the undercharge. We get another Incinerate to go through, and that's going to come in clutch because here they're going to go for the Brave Bird. They debuff themselves, and now we do have a shield for this energy with this Flygon. Luckily, we are at a Disarming Voice. Does this Disarming Voice take out this Shadow Flygon? Yes, it does. So GG's to our opponent, able to wiggle out of that situation. So nice catch by my opponent, but the Skeledirge being able to get one more Incinerate before coming back in against that Flygon was key. And good thing we did recognize that after them catching our move. So next game, let's see what we find. We got the Goodra versus the Stunfisk. Okay, this is basically where we want it. So this is a great situation. We are going to be able to tank these moves here. Let's see if they're going to decide to shield or not at any point. We're going to throw this Aqua Tail at a weird time, and let's see. Okay, they do tank the move, and we know that we can take another one, so we're just going to let this one go through as well. And now comes the decision. Are we going to be able to throw a move, or are we going to be able to switch out? They decide to switch into the Vigoroth here. Vigoroth is potentially going to be able to have Rock Slide. We do shield, and unfortunately it ends up only being Body Slam. Body Slam would not have been very effective here. We're probably going to get a Rock Slide, yeah, but we do survive it, which is great. We go for the undercharged Disarming Voice because we kind of want the farm. Oh, unfortunately, one fast move does not take it out, forcing us to use another Disarming Voice. Unfortunate right there. That's now where the energy is supposed to go, and we get farmed down. Wow, this has gone from bad to worse. We're to go for this Aqua Tail here. Aqua Tail does get the shield from our opponent, and it was CAP tie, looks like. And now we have to win the game with the Skarmory. Is the Skarmory going to be able to beat this Stunfisk? Here, we're going to probably let this go to see what they have in the bag. Oh, man, and ends up being the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz here is going to be kind of tough to take down, especially one shield versus one shield. But let's see what happens here. We're going to shield this first one. Ends up being the Arrow Ace. Okay, so yeah, they got a good read on us, unfortunately. We're not going to be able to win this game. We did not even shield the big neutral move. This is certainly going to be the dark move. Yep, there's the Dark Pulse. And unfortunately, not going to be able to get to another move right there. So GG's to our opponent. Unfortunate. Let's see if we can end up on a win here. So yeah, the unfortunate thing was, again, with the Skeledirge, we kind of used too much energy to take out that Vigoroth. We needed at least a move exiting out of that situation. All right, we got the Shadow Excadrill. Wow, kind of a cool Pokemon to see in Great League. You see a lot of these in the Master League Classic, but not so much here. But it is kind of a core breaker, so we go for this Aqua Tail here to at least get a shield, and we're okay with that. We're going to use our Skeledirge to try to get some farm. We know that they're going to throw a super effective move, so we decide to shield, looking to get the farm down. They decide to switch out into the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz here is going to be able to get to the dark moves, but we do have something to fight back with. We have the Disarming Voice, so looks like we need to get to at least one more Disarming Voice. So we throw this Disarming Voice after two fast moves, and this is going to take out the Mandibuzz, which is great. We're going to switch out into our Skarmory. Skarmory is going to be able to do double super effective fast move damage. They don't quite want to switch out because they potentially could get farmed down, and now we're just doing a ton of fast move pressure here. Here we're forcing them to use some energy. This energy right here, does it take it out? Yes, it does. But now we have energy on our Skeledirge, and we know that only one Incinerate is needed to take out that. Okay, they decided to switch out. We snipe all their health right there, and we are able to make it to another Disarming Voice after farming them down. So GG's to our opponent. Skeledirge coming in clutch right there. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.